Hey there, fellow Bush Leaguers. Before we get into our usual shenanigans, let's talk about a universal struggle. Underwear. Riding up. We've all been there, right?
Oh, definitely. It's like an unwanted wedgie that just won't quit. Had a lot of those in school.
Tell me about it. I've had moments where I've contemplated just going commando to avoid the whole thing.
Well, fear not, my friends. We've found the solution to this age-old problem. Man-made underwear.
That's right. These guys left their cushy financial jobs to tackle this issue head on, and boy, did they deliver.
Made from the softest modal fabric known to man, man-made underwear is like a gentle hug for your nether regions. Plus, with their innovative man-sack design, you'll never have to worry about uncomfortable rides again.
So, whether you're at work, hitting the gym, or just lounging around, Man-Made has got you covered. Literally.
So join us in bidding farewell to wedgies and uncomfortable undies. Head over to Man-Made Underwear's website to upgrade your underwear game today.
A special thanks to Man-Made Underwear for sponsoring this episode of the Bush League podcast. Now let's dive into the madness.
Welcome to the Bush League Podcast, a show about nothing and everything.
So, Jay?
What? Jeremy, pay attention.
Stop blowing.
I was
You got a Nintendo cartridge there or something?
Old school, baby.
Yeah. No, I just got dust. I just drug my desk in the storage room here and I get some dust on stuff, you know?
Okay, so the whole Nintendo thing, do you know that actually makes it worse?
Blowing?
Yes.
Not from my experience.
It helps
Me
every
neither.
time, doesn't it?
But if you go to any of these, you start reading online and they're like, because you blow on it, you put moisture on it and it makes the points actually rust. And that's why it makes it worse. Certain cartridges are more prone to it than others. I don't know why, but because of the metal.
All I
in it.
know is I blew in that thing as hard as I could, back and forth like I'm playing a harmonica. I banged it on my knee twice. I put it in, magically worked.
Yeah, but how come we never had to do that with the Super Nintendo or the N64? They were open cartridges.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Technology, baby.
Advancements. Is what it is, man.
Jeremy, I must say, that is an amazing looking table saw.
You like that?
I do. I'd like you to come build me a desk.
Do you use that thing much?
Not in a while. You know why though?
Table saws are the one thing that really scare me with power tools.
Really? That's the one thing?
That's the one.
It's well, the big thing is like I have it in my basement, but like I have to bring it outside to do anything.
You know, they
Yeah.
have a device you can hook to it and it will take the stuff and put it in a bag.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this has that. It's pretty cheap.
Or you hook it to a shop vac
The vacuum.
and you turn it
Yeah.
on and it pulls
Yeah,
the
that was
stuff
the old
in.
school.
Yeah, I tried the vacuum thing and I still was getting dust all over stuff, so I would just bring it outside.
And it's just like doubling the noise
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yes.
incredibly
Yeah,
loud.
in a small
True.
room.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the same way with Gary though. I'm trying to use a table saw and I'm like being super careful. I'm like going like this. Meanwhile, my dad's just like, "Meh." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are you doing? Like, why? He's like,
I'm scared to death, but I still do the
you don't
Just to get it over
You don't
with.
have like the.
Oh yeah, I got the
Do
thing.
you got the thing? Yeah.
jig.
No, not Dad.
Yeah.
Dad's like he's lining the left. He's like just straight at her.
Oh, Gary, you should make that a sound bite. What just happened?
Why is everything I do got to be a soundbite?
It's the noise. It's the sound effects you do. I'm not even making. I love it so much. You're one of the only people I know that no matter what story you're telling, you add the sound effects. You know what I mean?
That's the Nor'wester in me.
Yeah, and my dad, you know.
Should have seen
it's
him just
gold.
come right onto her vice.
Yeah, insert Tasmanian devil sound. Yeah. I love it so much. Oh, pure gold.
I like that Jeremy's moved into his storage room and he's sitting with a blank wall behind him and a bunch of empty
Well,
shelves.
do I see insulation?
It's like the anti-storage room.
Yeah.
Is that insulation? Like you have a hole in your wall?
Well, I mean, I could give you the tour here, but there's a whole bunch of stuff. This here was I was trying to track down a leak.
Wire?
No, there's water comes in here when it rains heavy. On that blows against that side. So that's why those are all moved. But yeah, there is a whole bunch of stuff over here. Super fascinating, you know.
Stuff you haven't seen in 20 years.
I can tell you the deal. We got a Canadian Tire on some of these, totes and stuff.
Not a sponsor.
Right.
Which one, Canadian Tire or Totes?
The other thing, too, I should mention is I'm just getting over the flu. So I'm, I'm pretty low key, boys.
So,
I'm gonna rely on you guys.
You
to do the
look
heavy
like a
lifting.
wreck for a reason.
But yeah, not just like normally where there's no reason.
Do you ever notice though? It's like if you ever see, like, we've all had this happen. Some old person comes up and looks at me like, "You look terrible," and you like feel really good, and there's not a thing wrong with you. And you're looking at this old person, and you're like, "What?" You're like, "What about me today? Have you decided
man.
I look like a terrible, sickly person? Why?"
Oh, Cam, do you remember? And I've never been this heavy again, but at one point I was almost 300 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And then I lost 50 pounds in 4 months. I worked out every day, sometimes twice. I tried so hard. And then I was on a show here, like a local cable show here in town, doing an interview for something. And one of the very first comments was one of the older ladies that all four of us know from church. "Oh my goodness, is Tyson sick? Is everything okay?" It's like, gee, thanks.
You're like, I don't know if I'm going to take that as a compliment, as an insult, but I'll go with compliment. Thank you.
Legit, the healthiest I've been in 15 years. Is he sick?
There's something wrong with him.
First comment on this video: Tyson, you look amazing. Your skin is glowing.
Podcast title.
You look so healthy.
And Jeremy, you're as white as a ghost.
Not a hair out of place.
Hey, well, at least you got it.
Boys, at least I'm comfortable in man-made underwear. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I know what you mean.
Well,
Yeah.
just happened. I am as well today.
So, like, ads aside, because there's one in the beginning of this episode and one in probably a few minutes, but just so the listeners know, they're not blowing smoke. Legit, the nicest pair of underwear I have ever put on in my life. And I'm not going to lie, I thought underwear was just underwear. Like, I just thought,
Go to
Yeah, it's
Walmart and
underwear.
get the cheapest pair you can
get
find.
the cheapest pair. Oh, $5 for, okay.
Look,
You know what I
Gary,
mean?
Gary's got something
Apparently,
to say. You can
underwear is not just underwear.
I was traveling this weekend,
Yeah.
and I was probably about 3 days away from needing to do laundry, but my man-maids were dirty.
Oh,
So I did a half load of laundry just to pack
Wow.
There you go.
That's
Atta
better
boy.
than any ad you could do.
Yeah, unreal.
I did
Unreal.
half a load. Why didn't you full load? Because that would waste time.
There was
needed-
only half a load to do.
Yeah.
Just needed my man made clean. Yeah,
Nice.
I hear you.
Get you through the tough times.
It was the
telling
best
ya.
of times.
By the way,
It was the worst
Tyson,
of
I was home the other day. I just was in bed,
I just didn't come to the door because they didn't want to see you.
Well, I never saw any of that till later. But I appreciate
have
the
the
drop
old,
off.
You were
the
sick there.
favorite fever when you wake up 2 days later, you're like, not bad for only being asleep for 2 hours. It's like you've been asleep for 2 days.
That's what
Well,
it
and
was.
the classic text, the classic text of, I put your underwear behind the shovel.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know he kept his underwear behind the shovel.
Oh my! Oh baby!
Hey there, Bush League fans. Before we jump back into the hilarity, we want to take a moment to talk about something essential. Underwear.
That's right, and not just any underwear, but man-made underwear. These guys took the leap from the world of finance to create the ultimate solution for bad underwear days.
Made from luxurious modal fabric, man-made underwear is 3 times softer and more breathable than cotton. And let's not forget about the man sack, designed for ultimate comfort and support.
Whether you're conquering the boardroom, hitting the gym, or just chilling at home, man-made underwear got you covered. Literally and figuratively.
So, if you're tired of uncomfortable undies cramping your style, it's time to make the switch to Man-Made. Head over to their website, manmadebrand.com, to check out their full range of products.
And a big thanks to Man-Made Underwear for sponsoring this episode of the Bush League podcast. Now, pitter patter, let's get back at her.
You could have yourself a night drink.
Yeah.
Jeremy, the only night drink Jeremy's having is NyQuil.
Yeah, that's true. Cameron, I'm impressed you remembered.
Me too, actually. Yeah, that's sometimes.
Have you had any this past week?
What, a night drink?
A night drink?
No, I've not. I thought you meant NyQuil. I'm like, no, I don't think I've had any NyQuil. I don't remember if I did.
Katie gives you half a glass every night.
No wonder I sleep so well.
Yeah, she breaks open 2 melatonin, sprinkles it in the NyQuil.
I don't need that, boys. You've all witnessed it. Head hits the pillow, it's over.
Yeah, touche.
I like how we've all witnessed that.
Yeah.
You've all have. You've all seen it. You're like,
We've
Cam.
all seen you go to bed.
You're like, what? Not like you and Tyson haven't shared a bed multiple times?
No.
What?
So 2 guys share a bed a couple dozen times, okay?
I think everyone
And will
hears
again, I'm pretty sure soon.
They did not fall asleep when their heads hit the pillow.
No. On all those band trips, me and Jeremy shared a bed. It wasn't even discussed. It's just what happened. And for some reason, we always had the bed that was the closest to the door. And I'm not sure why that was. And you also, Cameron, just so you know, on these band trips, definitely did not want to be the first person to fall asleep.
Oh, that's not good.
No way.
That's
Oh, no.
not good.
Heck no.
Well, no, I'm bad for that. I was always the first to sleep.
Yeah. There was one weekend, me and Gary shared a bed. So, there was that. We've been over that one on the podcast before.
Gary and I just lived in the same house. So did Jeremy.
Yeah.
I think you're the only person that never lived with Gary.
In the whole world.
Out of the 4 of us.
Yeah. No, true story.
Yeah.
Someone just walked over my grave.
Are you
Never
dead?
had that? You get that really weird shiver that just goes up through you.
I've had
That's what
those
old
for 2
people always
days.
said. Someone was doing a Mexican hat dance in your grave, apparently.
I hear you. I had it all last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I had a cold for a couple days. Well, tell you how bad it was. I had the cold for 2.5 days, still had it 4 days later. Sean, who's living with us, he had it for 24 hours and then went to Fredericton and played 3 hockey games in 2 days. Actually, 4 hockey games in 2 games.
Oh, to be young.
Oh, that's what I said. Great to be 21, young and fit, ready to take on the world. I don't care how sick I am. I'm going to play hockey. No, I'm just going to lay here in this bed because I'm old and I just want to be nice.
But man, I was telling Mikhail the other day, I didn't even think, Jeremy will tell you back in the day, if we had a gig, sometimes I would bring a flask of Buckley's. because if you had a gig, you had a gig, and they booked it 3 months ago, and I would keep it behind and like we'd play Friday night and you were sick, and by Saturday night 2 out of the 4 of you were sick, and then by Sunday you're playing again, and now 3 out of the 4 of you, if not 4 out of the 4 of you, are sick, and you just took what you had to take and you kept on trucking, and you did pop the halls and try not to breathe anybody because you smelt like Buckley's Halls and Fisherman's Friend. And,
Man, surprised you didn't get the old
slept in
medicated
4 days.
yeah, haven't slept in 4 days, and Monday morning you got up and went to work. And now that I'm older, it's like, no,
I'm out.
no.
That's
So-
that sounds impossible.
Tyson and I went there was a March break a couple of years ago. We got tickets to go see wrestling in Halifax, and I was super sick. Anyway, I kept the pill. Like, I didn't take anything. I was like, all right, I'll drive partway down, and then I'll just, because it was my car. I was like, I'll just drive. And halfway down, I looked at Tyson. I'm like, dude, what? I need to take drugs. And if I take drugs, I'm going to be completely useless. He's like, are you sure? Yeah. And ask him. It wasn't even 10 minutes. Like, I took them, got something to eat, and I was already starting to sink into the seat. He's like, are you all right? I'm fine. Just keep driving. Must see Christopher Daniels wrestle. Must see Mick Foley.
You know what? I completely forgot that we weren't feeling well on.
Oh, that was the coldest. Remember how cold it was that night? It was like 34 below or something like that. And we're coming home.
It was
and
cold
we're like,
because it was warm when we left.
yeah,
it
was
not warm there.
No. On the way back, I was like, well, we need gas. We pulled over, and there was a guy behind the counter going, this is so bloody cold. Where are you guys heading? It was just outside of Halifax somewhere. And we're like, yeah, we're driving to Mayor Machine. The guy just went, ooh.
Yeah.
What was that, 12 o'clock at night or 1:30 or something like that?
What I remember was...
Ooh, sitting in a warm car. Ooh.
I remember, and I've told this but not here, of Cameron getting like real bothered that he thought we were lost for a second.
That's my phobia.
I thought you were
like,
what?
That is...
That we
that's
were
my
lost.
phobia.
Oh,
So Jeremy,
you're going to have fun in Montreal.
oh God. So here was
I don't
my
know where I'm
logic,
going.
boys. So I missed the exit for the bridge, right? And my logic was, well, where's the water? If I drive along the water, I'm going to hit the bridge, which guess what? I was correct. I drove along the water a little further than I
like
wanted to,
man-tracker.
but there was the exit for the bridge and got up on the bridge and across the bridge. But before we went that, and we've been over some of Cameron's abilities before, right? We're looking for the exit to Roby Street.
that's like right on the other side of the.
Yes, but Cameron keeps saying, Tyson, that was the sign. I said, the sign for what? Ryobi. Ryobi's right there. Ryobi.
This is Ryobi right
That's
here.
Ryobi.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? And we're literally, he's almost having like a phobia of being lost.
I'm
trying to
phobia.
find where we're going. It's dark, and he's like, Ryobi Street. And in the middle of us getting lost, not knowing where we're going, I'm like, where the heck do you see another eye in that? That's Roby. It's Roby Street.
It's true.
And this is the conversation we're having while we miss the exits for the bridge. One after the other.
I was feeling so bad too. Like the drugs were starting to wear off, and I was like, Ryobi,
he was just not
Ryobi.
feeling well.
Tyson's like, there's no Ryobi. And then we went back to the McDonald Bridge. And we thought we'd go across that. Well, that bridge was closed. So I'm like,
they
what
were
do you mean the
closed
bridge
on
is
it.
closed at Halifax? Like, what?
So we drove all the way out around, which we were fine, but it easily added though a half an hour to our.
Oh, easy,
You know what I mean?
easy half hour, yeah. So,
But like
yeah,
we finally found where we were going, and then it's closed, and you had to follow the detour thing after that. But it was
yeah, we're like, how
That
far
was
is
a
this
real good
detour?
time.
It's like 20 minutes later, we're still driving. Detour sign. I'm like, how do people get around in Halifax with this big of a detour?
So you have
Man,
a
that was a
phobia
whole-
of getting lost, Cameron?
That was the coldest night. Well, it was so cold, like even with the heaters running, like the heater running full tilt, if you even started putting your hand toward the glass, like even the front, you
Yeah.
could feel the cold off of the glass. It was like, and it was
it was like
you-
minus 35, minus 40.
yeah,
that
and it was
night.
super
Like, it was
clear.
a
Like there was
weirdly-
no like the road was perfectly bare. It was dry, but I mean there was no traffic when we left. Right, Dice? There was nothing.
No, there
We
was
were just
nothing.
us for like an hour, 2 hours. We're like, there haven't seen a car anywhere. Like this is not a good night to break down. But of course, I was driving the old Honda Civic, so she was good.
That night she was good.
That night she was great. Any other day? What I never told you, Tyson, was
It was you that backed into the car.
on really cold day. On really cold
Again.
days, that Civic would not start. Like if it went below -30, that car never started. It just nope. I had to always boost it to get it to go. Always. Summer,
Change
fine.
the battery.
No, I replaced the battery gear. I put 3 or 4 batteries in that car. Like, and I only had it like 7 years, and I put 4, at
Wait.
least 4.
Were we in your Civic?
Yeah.
But I was driving?
Yeah, I drove partway down until I got drugged up, and then I made you drive because I was so
I don't
drugged up.
remember any of that.
And on the way home, I was so coming back down with the cold and the flu that I was like, dude, like you just got to drive.
I don't remember any of that.
So Gary, you saying about Montreal? You honestly think I'd be the person driving to Montreal? No.
Well, you weren't the person driving when you were getting your phobia being lost there either.
Yes, but hopefully when that happens, I'll be in the back seat, and I don't really care because
On
I'm with you
NyQuil.
for it. Drinking a bottle of NyQuil.
Drooling.
Let's get him one of those helmets with the straws and 2 bottles of NyQuil.
2 NyQuil bottles. Jeremy, you could have used that last week.
Oh yeah. I'm not the guy.
1 Dayquil,
how's
1
all-
NyQuil.
I'm not the guy you want driving when you're lost because I'm not too worried about it.
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Just keep going in the general
We'll get there.
direction and
Just
You see,
we'll get
now-
there.
leave
I have a
lots of
question.
time. I'm not. It's fine. These are all roads with other human
Gary
beings
have a
on them.
hard time? Does Gary have a hard time deciding, like he does when he picks food, of where he wants to go?
When I'm driving?
Yeah. You know, you take 2
No.
hours to figure out where you want to eat. What about when you're driving somewhere, you're like, exit 1 or 2. Well, let's stop here for a minute.
Oh, if we're planning a stop, that's a different thing. If we're just going from point A to point B, that's no problem.
Point A to point B. Just get me there. Well, it's funny. It's because Dad, when he goes to go somewhere, like going somewhere, he's nonchalant. He's taking his time. Don't worry about it. I'll look at this. I'll look at that. But when you turn him to a point home, he is like a guided missile. It's like, gotta go home. I'm like, Dad, like, why are you traveling so fast? Gonna make good time. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Yeah. That's kind of a dad thing too. Like
Get me home now.
my father-in-law to this day, like we can be like they live like, you know, less than 5 minutes away, probably like 10 streets over. And if you leave at the same time and you're going to like, if it's like, okay, well, you come over and you can get the thing and bring it back. He always has to take a different way and time the difference to see which way is faster. Like he's always doing that stuff. And I'm always like, yeah, you know, whatever. Sure. You know,
This is the difference between the man who just travels short distances to the man who used to be a truck driver and it would take like
but it's
12 hours to get someplace.
the difference of 15 seconds. I'm not too worried about.
But do you know anybody that, despite maybe there being a faster way to go, just out of pure stubbornness, and they've always gone the same way, they just keep going the same way?
Well, there's two sides to that. That I know what you're talking about. It's like, well, that's the way I've always gone.
Well, there's 2 ways to Moncton from Miramichi. There's 2 ways to Miramichi
Well,
from
yes.
Moncton.
Yeah. I'm all about the path of least resistance. So if there's more
Same.
left turns, there's less stop signs, but it's a little bit longer, I don't care. That's just less I got to deal with, you know?
So for me, everybody makes fun of me about this one, like my parents, everybody. To avoid a left turn, I will take about 8 right turns so I don't have to take 1 left turn. And they make fun of me for it. Every time they're like, you avoid, I don't like crossing the traffic. I hate it. So I will find a way around that so I do not have to make the 1 turn,
man.
and I will make multiple turns
Yeah,
to
don't blame you.
avoid that one situation.
Can you picture Cameron in a NASCAR race just going out to the parking lot over and over and over again?
That's different. Totally different. You've seen what happens when I get in a go-kart. I am not the same person I am.
No, you're not. That's weird.
That is probably the only time you'll ever see competitive Cameron ever come out.
It's true, though.
I know. I don't even know why I do it. I'm just like, let's go.
Where did the go-kart place used to be in Fredericton? Do you know what one I'm talking about? It wasn't really in Fredericton. It was on the outside of Fredericton. We were all there at a youth thing.
No, that was Moncton, bud.
It was Moncton?
That was the boardwalk. That's where you crashed.
No, it's not. It's not the boardwalk I'm thinking of.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you crash?
There used to be one in Moncton out by where the airport is now.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
There's
right on the side of the highway.
The track was very black, and there was gray gravel all around it. And there was.
Oh, is it?
You can rent like really fast.
I'm not thinking of that one either. It's not that one I'm thinking of either. But I don't know where it is.
Going to Nova Scotia,
it's
right?
Off
you always see it on the right hand side.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
the one I'm picturing. There was a singular white building, and the track was very black with mostly tire. There was tire bumpers all the way around. There was no metal guardrails, and there was gray gravel in between everything everywhere. And it was all by itself. It was a go-kart track, one white building.
Indoor or outdoor?
And no, it wasn't the speed zone. Outdoor.
Not outside of Fredericton that I can remember.
There was a bunch of us there, and I wiped out there too, and the guy was not happy.
That tend to happen anywhere we raced a go-kart.
Yeah,
there was always some guy mad at you for something.
Yeah. I thought there was room. I thought
he didn't give me space.
Yeah, there's just...
He's like, Yuki Tsunoda, I need space.
There's just the two in Moncton, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what
I really want to try that big one because I guess Dougie went there one time and they had like a pre-season kind of deal, and it was like an endurance race or something like that, and someone wanted Dougie to do it, and he's like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, that'd be so much fun. But those are like, those are fast go-karts. Like they're like 70 kilometer an hour go-karts or something like that. Like
well, they do really competitions with the kids and stuff, eh? Like they bring their own go-kart and they tune them up and they do all this.
It's a real go-kart. It's got the lighting system and everything, yeah. I'd like to try a real go-kart, like an actual, like, just to see how scared I am on that thing.
I've been on one.
You've been on a real one?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, Vinny used to have one.
Vinny used to have one?
Sounds about right.
That's a shock.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sounds
of course.
right.
How fast did that thing go?
About 60.
Fun?
Yeah.
Gary, did you spin?
We never went on a track, just on the streets.
That's not what he asked, Cameron. That's not what he asked, Gary.
You know what sucks though? When you get older, the power to rate ratio gets worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It starts to slow down no matter what you're in.
You got a little more ballast on. You don't have to add the ballast. There you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to try one. Like, honestly, I would really like, sounds crazy, but I would actually like to take one of those 4-cylinder cars you see in Douglastown and just give us, all right, boys, you get 3 laps. Let's see who's the fastest and let us all go out and just do 3 laps, same car, just to see what we would do.
Those 4-cylinder cars you see in Douglastown?
You'd like to put us...
In Douglastown, they have 4-cylinder class at the Oval.
Oh.
And they run like Honda Civics and stuff like that.
Oh.
So you'd like to put us in a reasonably priced car?
I
would. Out on a track?
You can almost make a show about something like that.
I think we all have one of those right now.
I'd love to do some short videos, just random for content on YouTube. I want to film the trip to Montreal, because why not?
Oh, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
We should do a podcast from there.
Well, why don't we? If we're driving, we got enough time to to do a couple.
Yeah.
Love listening to a podcast with the background of...
Probably have time in our cozy motel room.
Probably do.
We could kind of do like a little update as we're there. That wouldn't be so bad. Day 1. Gary has not killed Cameron. Day 2, Gary is getting closer to kill Cameron.
Day 3, where Cameron is missing.
Day 4, the police have arrived.
And this marks
Gary
the
and I
last
will be
episode
fine.
of the Bush League podcast. That's how we go out.
4 of yous are going to Montreal. One of yous ain't coming back.
I didn't know Jeremy was going to get a job with McLaren. Actually, we could all get a job with Alpine and probably be part of the pit crew.
Oh, snap.
Not just the pit crew. Aerodynamics.
Gary's the team principal. Yeah, guys, what? Can you just go faster?
Yeah. The entire team.
Yeah. Best
Unreal.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They made McLaren
Real
starts
bad
the last season look pretty good.
Mhm.
When you start at the bottom, Jay, it's only a way to work up.
Unreal, eh?
Fun.
Yeah, pretty sad.
You know, like I said, I've never been on a road trip with you guys since we were teenagers, probably. I've never been on one with you guys. You guys went to Montreal to watch go to all the concerts and stuff, but I think the most we've ever been in a car was 2 or 3 hours, maybe the most.
Not the 4 of us,
Me-
right?
Well, me and you,
Well,
Cameron, I don't
we
know
did go
we've
play
ever gone to
paintball.
anything, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think
no.
so.
That's weird, right?
It is weird.
We went paintballing one time. We all
That's-
stuffed you guys in my little,
That's
my
exactly
little red veil.
That's exactly the only thing that came to my mind was that paintball trip.
That was a blast. That was a blast. Cameron, has the statute of limitations run on that?
Oh, 100%.
So this new paintball field opens, and Cameron works with some of the family, and he feeds them this whole bit about how, me and my buddies, we paintball all the time. We're pretty much pros, blah, 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 blah.
Which
Never
I did
paintballed
paintball.
in our life.
Which I did.
Never.
I did paintball.
You
a
did.
lot.
We didn't. But we did not. Cameron pitches them all this. And so it's like, why don't you just come out? And they let us play basically for free. And if we wanted more balls, then we just bought the bag of balls at cost. They wanted people to try this course for the first time. They wanted some honest feedback. And here we come, the pros, to give honest feedback. We literally never play. Very first round.
How do you put the balls in the gun?
Yeah.
That was a good start for us, Gary.
But even like to perpetuate the lie, very first round, it's elimination round. Me and Gary are against each other. I don't remember who else is on each other's teams, but it's like 6 versus 6. Both me and Gary have the paintball match of our lives. We're lying about being pros. We've never done it in our life. We're the last 2 left. I get Gary to surrender because he has to, right? And we both walk off the field with still not a bit of paint on us. And everyone, you know what I mean? You can kind of see them like, oh, okay. Like we're lying through our teeth. We have no... Just somehow by fluke cleaned everybody. Like it was just no...
And you
made no sense.
You didn't do it the once. We did it a whole bunch of
We
times. We hardly
Cameron?
got touched.
We probably played 10 rounds of paintball.
Yeah.
And until we tried the speedball field, I hadn't gotten hit yet.
No, that's speedball. That speedball is just...
I got pelted
chaos.
in speedball. But it was just this whole, like, we're
It's like,
perpetuating this whole, like, we do this all the time. We're pros. Then I'm walking up to the field after 10 matches, still no paint on me. And I'm kind of,
we're the man.
not bad. Not a bad field, guys.
You start-
Like, no
Gets the
idea what I
speedball
was doing.
field.
Then all of a sudden you're getting all these critiques. Well, you could landscape this and you could...
Yeah.
We did do that.
Yes.
But I did play
gosh.
paintball a lot, though. At
You
the
did
time,
play.
I had all the equipment and stuff, so I kind of... But it was funny. They're like, well, what do you think about this? And you could see Tyson going, well, if you put this here, it'll give you a better cover. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can do that. And they do it. And it's like, and it did. But it was like just... Yeah, it was... Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I missed half
Oh,
those
yeah.
games because I ended up with like
You were passed out.
I ended up getting like a headache and some sort of migraine thing, and I was like,
That was probably from the helmet and the mask, the way it wrapped around your
yeah,
head.
it just like it,
Wow.
and I was.
From all the head banging on the drive out.
The thing that I remember the most about that trip, I don't remember at what point in the day this was, but I went into because it was like the guy's house, right? Wasn't it his house?
Yes. Yes.
And I went in to go to the bathroom, and I go in the basement, and I open the door, go in the bathroom, and someone left a big floater in the toilet. And I was like, oh, I'm not dealing with that. So I just like turn right around and close the door again. But then as I turn around to go out, there's another guy waiting to go in. And I was like, I just kind of nodded and I didn't say anything. So he probably thought I did it. I don't know if he lives there.
We
Oh,
crap.
man.
Yeah. But yeah, it probably was from all
Classic
that headbanging.
Jeremy.
It was a fair amount of it on the way up.
You know what? I didn't remember the Blair and Metallica till you just said that, but that was part of that.
Because
trip
it was
too.
like 6 o'clock in the
drive-thru.
morning. Didn't we leave like super early?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yes.
And the Black Album just black.
we
Where
hit
was
the
that?
McDonald's
We left-
drive-through, Blair and Metallica.
It was either Wendy's or McDonald's. It was one or the other.
Well, breakfast.
We
it
left
must have been
super
McDonald's.
early. There was a bag of kiwis in the trunk.
Too easy. Leaving that alone.
Yep.
Forgot about that. That little old Veo, it used to be great on gas, but for some reason that trip it wasn't as good on gas as it was normally.
Bag of kiwis.
That was a long. Where was it? That was near Perth, wasn't it? Over by Perth Andover.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was somewhere. Jeremy, your parents lived at one point near over.
Yeah,
there
it was
somewhere.
around Florenceville, Centerville, somewheres around there. It was,
Yeah,
I forget
yeah.
where though, but
I wonder if that place is even open anymore.
I wonder.
the chat.
I wonder. And you know what? They had a good setup. Like they were putting a lot of work into that. You could tell.
Oh yeah, like the D-Day, like the gate would drop for the D-Day, like ship, and yeah, it was pretty good.
That's just so
I know
funny.
what they were going for that with that one, but that was just a bloodbath.
Oh, that was
Like it
man.
was-
That
They're
was.
looking.
I can't outrun them. I just need to outrun you.
Use you as a shield.
That's so great.
Yeah.
They're looking for this feedback, and it's like, yeah, definitely, that's for sure. Just how do you load this again?
So the balls just go in the gun, and
I'm not used to this model.
do I just pull the trigger now? Or?
The super
I
pro
remember-
guns I'm used to are very different than these.
Oh, and the thing is, they were nice guns, but I didn't learn that till after. You know
Oh
what I
no,
mean?
they were Tipman.
But Cameron will know what I'm talking about when I'm like the guys, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, Tipman 90s, nice, nice. No idea what I'm talking about. No idea what I'm talking
Tipman
about.
98s were probably the best, one of the best guns you could get, other than the Tipman 85.
Yeah,
at the
but
time.
we didn't know that. I was
did,
just,
you
you know,
didn't. But you're like, yeah, good gun. I'm like, actually, it is. Good job.
It's no Smith and Wesson, but you know,
No Colt. It's no Colt. No Peacemaker. I don't know how we get away with that stuff.
Jeremy prefers the Deuce model.
do you have any Klobs? Do you have any RP90s?
Clubs.
Do you have the Distovi?
oh wow.
Number one rule: nobody can use odd job, right, guys?
Get me that PPK.
This mask makes me feel like I'm playing with DK mode on.
The big head. Paintball
Oh,
mode.
I forgot about that.
What, the DK mode?
DK mode.
Odd
I
job?
completely forgot about
Oh
that.
yeah.
Who? Someone always used to use Baron Samdi, and I never understood why, because he was like extra tall. You can get him like an
Oh
heartbeat.
no, you mean Jaws?
You don't got to make me feel stupid about it.
Jaws was super tall, right?
Yeah, Odd job was impossible to get because he was so short.
Oh, the thing is, like, I didn't find it much of a disadvantage to take like Baron Samdi or Jaws. I really didn't. But it was a super advantage to take Odd Job.
Oh,
Like, it was
yeah.
dirty.
Especially when it was like knives only. Oh,
Oh yeah, and it's like way down here.
yeah, you're going right over his head.
Like there was
You had
nothing.
to like aim down and try to throw at the floor as you were running by him.
As soon as somebody takes odd job, it's just like, okay, we're doing proximity mines.
Oh, you don't even, you scary. You just took the words out of my mouth. No joke. That was the only,
Shotties only. Shotgun.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
Slappers only. I hate it when everybody goes, let's play slappers. Why? Why are we playing slappers? Why? You know, you do
Listen,
the random,
boys.
we just random it. Oh, hated it.
So, real random, off topic, but not off topic. In episode 50, Jeremy did an Irish accent. Correct?
I did.
Correct?
Yes.
Gary said all the
Mr.
way,
Patio Furniture
patio
joined the show.
furniture. And Gary said all the way from Ireland, Mr. Patio, patio furniture. And Jeremy did an Irish accent. Do you know, all last week, we were top 10 comedy podcast in Ireland. I'm not kidding. In both the comedy category and the improv category. Now, I only say that to say I'm not quite sure how that happened other than Jeremy did his Irish accent.
Well, let's just see
This
if it works
episode-
again. Let's see if it does
This
this time.
episode, oh gosh. Well, what I'm curious about, Jay, is all this talk about guns is if we'll go number one in the States. Right, fellas?
There you go. But we're not talking about guns from America. The guns we've all discussed are guns from all over the world. Glock is German. PPSH is German. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Anyway.
great, Cameron.
So was there something in the description about Irish?
No.
No.
That's
No.
random. Why?
And like, I don't, anyway.
The
How come we're not
algorithm,
big in Russia or Italy?
the
I'm just
algorithm
saying.
listens and says, "Oh, that's an Irish accent." It's-
We were top 100 in Germany.
That's my friend Patty.
That was a bit of a fluke. And then we were like top 200 in the US. I'll take it. The highest we've ever been in the US in the improv category is 68, which is still pretty cool.
But in
I imagine
Ireland,
there's a lot of podcasts in the US, but like the Ireland top 10, and it was for a few days. And the only thing I could figure was Jeremy sat there and did an Irish accent. Like, I don't know.
Jeremy, did you get any fan mail or hate mail?
No.
I'm just asking.
Maybe I'll talk about like the First Amendment in an Irish accent and see what happens.
All right.
You'll never
I
take
triple
my
dog
right away
dare
to
ya.
carry a gun around. See? Boom! Number
Right
one in
back
the
into
U.S.
the Irish
and Ireland.
mobster. You got a U.S. mobster. We're going to show up in Sicily here in a couple of days.
That's all you,
Now
buddy.
let's talk about
That's all you.
let's talk about holding a protest for something. See if we can go top 10 in France. Huh?
Hey, do we still have the guy from France?
Yeah, we will. I can't say whether or not it's still France guy, but there's the odd hit in France. Yeah.
Funny. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I know.
Ireland. Wow.
Wow.
He did disappear for a few episodes, but don't worry, France guy, we're not mad. A little disappointed, but not mad. Yeah.
Can you reach out in some way, please? And just say,
Right?
Yeah.
like, just
We need to know
'Cause-
your
yeah.
name.
Since episode 1, somebody has been listening in France.
Yeah, like just one though. This is the part that drives me crazy. This one person, he has to know we're talking about him because he can hear us.
Just so the audience, know, like anyone listening or watching knows, I'm talking for like 40 out of 52 episodes. We would get exactly one hit, one listen from France every time. And there'd be nothing else in Europe, right? Or every once in a while you get the odd one in UK or one in Germany. But for like, it was 40 some episodes straight of just one hit in France over and over and over. And also in weird news, just so you know, listeners in the US from every single state in the US have listened to this podcast. Okay?
What?
Every state, wait for it.
including Hawaii.
They really like us. They really like us in Florida. They sort of like us in Texas. They like us pretty well in California. Every other state last month had just 1 or 2 downloads, but it registered the state. Zero downloads in the state of Wyoming.
What?
Mhm. I'm looking at you, Wyoming.
Wow.
That's
What can we say
so
about
random.
Wyoming?
Yeah, but I brought them up, so now they'll listen.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
It's the dairy farmers.
It's,
They got a thing with the Canadian dairy.
I
Maybe.
thought that
Some
was
beef. There's some beef there.
there's a beef
Nice one,
there, a
Gary.
very big one.
it does
played.
border a state that's very near and dear to my heart.
Wouldn't have to have the logo on your hat, would you, Jerry?
Yeah, maybe it's yeah.
I figured it's because I'm a big Leafs fan and they're sponsored by milk. So Wyoming's just not going to have it.
Huh.
And Gary, that was pretty good with the beef. That was good. That was solid. buddy.
Man, I just
You have your moments, Gary. You pick them, but you have them.
is this what we're gonna do? We're just gonna talk about all the places on Earth that we don't have a download, and we'll just mention something about that place. See if we can
That's
hit
pretty
South
much the
Africa.
extent of our knowledge.
Madagascar, China. Democratic Republic of the Congo,
Oh, you pulled that one out of there. Cameroon.
Mozambique.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really not popular in the continent of Africa.
Oh no, they like us in Nigeria. We've been getting hits in Nigeria. I'm not quite sure what.
Wow.
I can't make sense of half that.
Sure, these aren't bots.
I
or
gave
something.
some money to
No.
a prince once.
So Cameron, they there could be the odd bot or something weird, but just so you know, because I just had to do the demographics for a sponsor, right? But last month was 68% of our listeners were in the U.S. and 28% of our listeners were in Canada, and then the rest were just scattered, like random. Couple in Germany, couple in France, Ireland apparently. Quite a few in Ireland this time for whatever reason.
I guess we're big in Ireland.
Nigeria was on there. Yeah. Australia. There's always just a couple in Australia.
Those might be the guys I know.
Maybe
I know a couple
there's
guys in
always a
Australia.
couple in Australia. Just a few, but there's always a couple.
Daniel
Yeah,
Ricciardo,
yeah.
Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Yeah. Ricardo.
the honey badger. Badger?
Really?
Really?
Sometimes when I edit stuff, I like it really hits me what like was actually said sometimes, and just the way that way you said that. Really, I laughed for like 10 minutes.
Well, just in context. Oh, really? You're not from Virginia? No, I'm from Canada. Really? What?
They just become like Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, gosh.
That's funny.
There's a cartoon. Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, that never go back in the air again.
No.
Also, you know what, Tyson? It is really poor timing to bring this up. I think you've been recording on your laptop mic this entire time.
No.
Tap your mic. Tap your mic.
Well, he
Yeah.
sounds fine.
Tap your.
No.
That's the. We won't,
Tap that mic.
Tap
Yeah,
it.
you're right.
So,
Sounds fine.
it's all right.
well, I was going to say he sounds fine to me. He doesn't sound any different.
It just
Maybe to
sounds
you,
far
it will.
away. I
Wait.
probably if I didn't have a pound of stuff in my head, I would have noticed sooner.
Pound of stuff.
You can use the bring me.
Oh, it's wireless.
So,
You know that favorite? What's the first thing you ask
It doesn't
someone?
matter.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah.
You
And
can
if
use
I-
the bring me close filter on them.
if
Yeah.
I plugged it in now, why am I talking into this? If I plugged it in now,
Well, it would be a pretty big change. That's my bad. I should have mentioned that sooner.
Everybody listening would go, "Whoa, baby!"
it's not your bad.
And the best part was earlier he did that. And
Oh,
he
yeah,
shot,
yeah.
And he shot the mic all the way.
It was, yeah. We were like 15 minutes into it, and I was like, I think he's not on that mic. And I was like, well, we've already recorded a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, it's fine.
Start over.
Walk it off. Walk it off. You did good, Tice. Better you than me. I'm just saying.
You know, and I was going to say too, the last, are you doing it? Uh-oh.
That wasn't the start.
no.
Oh, no. What did you just do?
Oh,
So-
this.
He has left us.
Just to let everybody know, Tyson has completely disappeared. He was there and he looked defeated, and now he's gone. And we're assuming he's trying to get
This
logged
is
back
going to become an
into
editing
his
nightmare.
mic.
Oh, snap.
And he's back.
Oh, snap.
Pop.
Oh, there we
Pop.
go.
Oh, wow.
Popsicle.
Whoa, baby.
Oh, baby.
And you know what the thing... I feel dumb because you know what it's like. Like, I had all my podcast stuff tore down. And then I came
As we all
down
do.
15 minutes early to set it back up. And I did plug it in. And when I was setting up the light that people can't see above my head so you can actually see me, I unplugged the stupid adapter again, but then sat down and never plugged it back in. So the second you said that, that's why like my shoulders sunk, because I knew exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the first thing you tell someone? Is it plugged in? That's the
Mhm.
first rule.
See,
Well, I didn't know anything was wrong.
That's why I'm not a professional producer either, because I noticed that
Wow.
like a while ago, and I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah. Jay, we want to talk about professional. Just look over your shoulder and the wires hanging from the ceiling.
It's fishing rope. Yeah.
Fishing rope.
Yeah.
Oh, that okay. I thought it was wire. Fishing rope.
So when
Okay,
you marry
that's,
into a
that's-
fishing family, there's fishing rope everywhere. And it's very handy stuff. It's very handy.
must be pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, Jeremy, I'm going to officially apologize because you have to edit this thing, so I'm sorry.
Oh, we're
Tyson,
right on
gotta get
time with
closer
the
to the
editing
mic.
too, eh? We're just really doing great with that.
Well, you have been sick, so we'll let this one go.
It's been a couple of
We'll
bad things
allow
in a row.
it this time. Next time we break legs.
I just got a puppy.
Puppies.
You guys are being so negative.
That's not being negative. Tell me how.
Do the kids know? Is it just for you?
Someone's legs.
All for me. They'll never know.
So,
I picked up a puppy about 3 hours ago. And 1 hour ago, I came down here to record a podcast and left Heather upstairs with two very excited children and a puppy
On a school night.
on a school night.
I don't want to be negative here.
I love
but,
you, Heather.
We love you too, Heather.
That's awesome.
Gotta go. Bye.
Well, so puppy, like brand new, like wow.
Yeah. We recorded a podcast 6 days ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in my mind to get a puppy. Then I happened to look on Kijiji and I showed Heather. I was like, hey, look. And then 2 days later, we were looking at puppies.
So you can pick a dog quicker than you can pick a place to eat.
Wow.
We've been thinking about puppies since our last dog passed away, off and on. But it's kind of once it comes up, then
It's
boom,
go time.
So what kind of dog did you get, Gary?
Yeah.
it's a chocolate lab.
Nice,
Okay.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Caleb's
Name?
old enough. Are you going to get him to do all the work for that, or what?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, you do
I
know.
love how he says yes. But
I'm
you
sure
can
that's
see the-
exactly how it'll go.
You can see the fear in his eyes.
Did you name it already?
Yep. We left the place on Friday night and the kids had a name about 10 minutes later.
Nice.
And I've been pushing other names on them like crazy all weekend and they didn't want to hear
Okay.
it. So the dog's name is Kinder.
Okay. Oh, because
Like
it's
a
like
Kinder
a chocolate.
surprise?
Like a Kinder
Right.
surprise.
So it's just going to
yeah.
leave surprises for you all over the house.
That's what I was thinking. Good morning,
My whole-
surprise.
Gary's like,
My whole thing is it rhymes. It's so they said Kinder once, and I heard Tinder. So now in my mind, every time I'm out at the park, everybody's going to be listening to me singing, "Hey Tinder, come here, Tinder."
swipe
Three
right,
people
Tinder.
walk towards
Swipe
Gary.
right. Yeah, well,
I was cool.
Oh, you're the
I
one?
was cool with the name.
I was on Tinder. Someone said, meet me at the dog park.
Have a chocolate lab.
I've never.
Here, Tinder.
You're like the guy.
There's your
the guy
podcast title. Here, Tinder. Here, Tinder.
Here, Tinder. Here, Tinder.
I've never used this app before. Does anyone know what to do? Do I just go here, Tinder? Here, Tinder. Here, Tinder.
Tinder, where did you go? Where'd you go, Tinder?
Oh, my gosh.
Are you my Tinder partner?
He's almost like. He's almost
Get in
like
the car. Get in the car.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I was fine with the name, and then once they said it, and I heard Tinder, and I was just like, "Oh no!"
There you go.
And Gary's like, have you considered like James Bond actors as a name? What about Dalton?
There you
do
go.
not speak. We do
It's,
not speak
it's-
that name. The lesser Bond.
It's a girl.
Oh.
It's a girl dog, and the female James Bond characters are a little more colorful.
A little more risque, if you would.
Don't want to be yelling those names at night either.
Yeah. I think
Miss Galore.
all four of us are thinking of one that we don't dare say.
Miss Galore. There you go. Good work, Ken.
There you go.
So yeah, instead of my night drink with a "yeah, baby," I'll be opening the door at night going, "Tinder."
So whose dog is this really, Gary?
It happened so fast that's hard to say. The kids picked it out and the kids named it, so I'm going to say it's the kids' dog.
Gary lays
And
all
I will
blame
be,
on his children.
I will be getting up at 5:30 in the morning to
Yeah.
take it out.
Well,
I was gonna say,
we got our boys a dog. It sleeps on my feet every night.
Yep.
Last night we bribed him to going into McHale's room. 20 minutes into us being in bed, I heard one door creak open and then our door creep open, and here he comes. Plops on the bed. I woke up 5 o'clock this morning. He doesn't want out. He has made his way up between me and Amanda, and he is full on spooning me. There's one paw across my chest, and his head's laying right there, and he's a lab. He's about 70 pounds, and he is a cuddler. Oh my gosh! There's no, he's there.
Yeah, our last dog was a smaller dog, and he slept in the bed, and that was fine.
Yeah.
Not sure I want to let this one up there.
No. Nip it in the butt,
Yeah.
because you'll never.
They can get about 70. They can probably get 80 pounds chocolate lab sometimes.
Yeah, the female won't. The female maybe 50, 60, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. They said
Depends how
Nash.
Gary
They said
feeds
Nash would be 50 to 60, and he's about 70.
I asked, and they said the parents are both about 70.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Woo.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah.
I have cats.
Just
Now,
as
when I had my
monotone as
first two-
possible, Cameron's like, I have cats.
When I had the first two, like Jericho and Oliver, Jericho would sleep right here on my chest, and Oliver would sleep between my feet. So I couldn't move my feet in the night. It was like I was like tucked right in. I'm like, I can't move.
Got you down for the pin.
Yeah. Pin your feet down. The other cat's laying on top. Like you wake up and all of a sudden you're like half asleep and you're opening your eyes and all of a sudden you see these two eyes like they're like right there. You're like, oh, morning.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that wake up call before.
Our last dog was a snorer.
Yeah, buddy. Nash.
He would
Nash
keep you
snores.
up snoring at night.
Wow.
Yeah. Nash snores, and he almost every night he has at least one bad dream.
He's kicking.
Oh, kicking! He'll howl in his sleep, so you wake up to like.
Dog having the night
And
terror.
you're like shaking him, like, would you shut up? It's bad enough you have all my blankets. If you could shut up, too.
Trying to sleep
So glad
here.
we got this dog for the boys.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen John Nash.
Yeah, Gary, did you do the whole like you're on the way there? Now listen, if we get this dog, I'm not going to be the one getting up to take him out. You're going to get him up, and you're going to, if he makes a mess, you got to be the one to clean it up. And they were like, and
Nah,
Gary hasn't bothered.
didn't even bother.
It's a 70 pound dog. My 5-year-old's not going to be doing much with it for a long time.
I hear you.
Yeah,
And
that's
my
true.
9-year-old will do what he can.
Yeah. Who's walking who? Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you.
Your neighbors are going to be looking out the window, and it's going to be the dog like on the back legs, like going forward, and you're going to be like doing the lean back and like, oh, they got a new dog, and it's yanking you down the road.
Well, now, because Katie's godchild, Molly, she's got a dog, and it's like a big dog. His name is Marty. He looks like Bambi, like on ice. Like he's just going, his legs are going everywhere, and he's not going. And you're like, the dog's not even moving, but he's running. She got a belt one that wraps around your body and a leash. And she said, that's so much better. I'm like, why? She goes, because you use your body to kind of pull back. And like she said, it's tight. She said, where you have a leash, it's like pulling your arm and you're always like, it's jerking you forward. She goes, this kind of, you can use your body to kind of slow the dog down.
Till you
So I
land
was
on your face.
I was like, if the dog's big enough, he's usually
Somebody yells, mush,
Till
mush. And she goes, woo.
Some kid drives by on a bike.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hips first.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, hips first, breaks you right in half. Next thing you know, your shoulders are hitting the back of your heels.
Yeah, the dreaded scorpion. Yeah.
We've all had it happen once.
It's like being in the camel clutch.
Oh. The camel clutch.
The Steiner recliner.
Oh, guys. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's just about it, eh?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad I survived.
Gary, you have
It's good to hear
you have fun with Tinder there.
I plan on it.
Can't wait to the
a
first
lot of
day
work.
the prep.
Just make sure you
You need
clean
to
up
record
the
that.
mess.
Here,
Lots of kidneys and
Tinder. Here, Tinder.
Wow.
Tinder, come get your treat.
Wow. Oh, man.
All right.
On that note,
Yep. Thanks for listening,
Wow.
folks.
thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by.
Catch you on the next one.
So now, in my mind, every time I'm out at the park, everybody's going to be listening to me singing, "Hey Tinder, come here, Tinder."
Swipe
Three
right,
people
Tinder.
walk towards
Swipe
Gary.
right. Yeah. Well,
I was cool.
Oh, you're the
I was
one?
cool with the name.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.